Elves and the Shoemaker. Once upon a time, there was a kind old shoemaker who lived in a tiny flat above his shop with his wife. He had many bills to pay, so he had to work from dawn to dusk to pay them off. The day came when he had only a few pennies left, just enough to buy leather for one final pair of shoes. That evening, by candlelight, the shoemaker cut up the leather. Then, leaving it on his workbench, he picked up his candle and wearily climbed the stairs to his bed. The next morning, when he came down to his shop, the shoemaker could not believe his eyes. There, on his workbench, where the leather had been, was the finest pair of shoes he had ever seen. The shoemaker went to the stairs and called to his wife to come and see what he had found.
Did you make these shoes?
He asked her. Of course not, she replied. The shoemaker was very puzzled and scratched his head in amazement.
Then who could it have been?
He wondered. The shoemaker put the shoes in his shop window. That afternoon, a fine gentleman came to try them on. He liked the shoes very much and gave the shoemaker a good price for them. With the money, the shoemaker was able to buy food for dinner and had enough left over to buy leather to make 2 new pairs of shoes. Later that night, the shoemaker cut up the leather and left it lying on his workbench.
I'll finish the shoes in the morning.
He yawned, shutting up the shop. He picked up the candle and went up the stairs to bed. The next morning, when he came downstairs, the shoemaker was truly amazed. There, sitting neatly on his workbench, were 2 fine pairs of beautiful new shoes. They were soft and delicate. He thought they were the best shoes he had ever seen. Once again, the shoemaker called his wife and asked if she had made them. "Oh, husband," she said, "of course I didn't." The shoemaker was confused, but once again he put them in his shop window, where everyone could see them. In no time at all, he had sold both pairs for a very good price. That evening, the shoemaker and his wife had a marvellous dinner. There was also enough money left to buy leather to make 4 new pairs of shoes. Once more, the shoemaker cut out the leather and left it neatly on his workbench. And in the morning, there were more new shoes waiting for him when he came downstairs. So it went on for weeks. Every night, the shoemaker cut out the leather and left it on his workbench. And every morning, there were splendid shoes waiting to be sold. Soon, the shoemaker and his wife were quite wealthy. But they still did not know who was making the smart shoes that appeared in the shop as if by magic. shoemaker and his wife decided that they had to solve the mystery once and for all. So after the shoemaker left the leather on his workbench, he shut up the shop and hid in a big cupboard with his wife. They left the door slightly open so that they could see, and waited, and waited, and waited. When the clock struck midnight, there was a tiny noise from the dark chimney. It grew louder. Suddenly, 2 tiny elves appeared in a shower of magical stars. They ran straight to the workbench and began to stitch and sew until they had made 5 beautiful pairs of shoes. They sang as they worked.
There isn't any time to lose. We must make these 5 new shoes.
As soon as the shoes were finished, they hopped off the workbench and shot up the chimney. The shoemaker and his wife were amazed. The shoemaker and his wife wanted to do something in return for the